but we do a bit. Anyway, my name is Mal Burns. That's M-A-L, one word, B-U-R-N-S, another word. But if you want to find me on Twitter, you're going to have to suffer the squashed version of me. Yes. On Twitter, I've been squashed. Twitter.com/MALBURNS, all one word. Gosh golly. There's also an additional Twitter feed, which is about social virtual spaces in particular, and that's Metaworld News. Again, two words squashed into one. So twitter.com/Metaworld News. Between those two, you'll find most of the links I'm going to be talking about. I will read some of them out, but I've realised that short of rewinding and all the rest of the stuff, you might miss some. So just go to those Twitter feeds if you want a bit more. Anyway, it's another new month, believe it or not. It was another new month the day after the last show, but we're 6 days in now. So these are the news headlines for the 6th of September, would you believe, of the year 2020. Although I'm not really sure the year 2020 will exist in anybody's calendar in the future. It's sort
Hmm.
of, I think it'd be the write-off year, Oh, well, we got 2019 and 2021. What happened to 2020? And everybody will say, you don't want to know. Right. But a few things were happening, and we can tell you all about them because they are actually happening electronically in virtual worlds and online, and you don't actually even need to go out of your house and get poisoned in order to attend things. And the highlights this week. Um, I was actually guesting on a show in it was the VRAR Association, and it was on Thursday. It was their Birmingham chapter. That's Birmingham here in the UK, and they asked me to do a quick roundup of news, but their idea of a quick roundup was something that I can't do, i.e., 1 minute. I can't even start myself up in a minute. But anyway, I did, I sort of thought, well, what can you do when you've got a limited amount of time to, what are some headlines? And I thought, I can't really do it. So I simply said, well, the big news in terms of the conversation is the business about Oculus and their login, and I mean Facebook and their login with Oculus, etc., etc. Very contentious. And the event-wise, the big thing, of course, was Burning Man, which has been going on all week on 10 different platforms and hundreds of different locations in most of those platforms. So the actual number of locations doing Burning Man things is, in the hundreds. Um, the main platforms have been Space VR, Somnium Space, and VR Chat. There is also something here in Sansar where we broadcast from a little bit later tonight, but that's not one of the really official ones. And also an unofficial one, but which has been going on for as long as I can remember anyway, and that is the Burn 2, it's called these days. It used to be Second Life Burning Man, and it's, well, needless to say, it's in Second Life. So there's a lot of it going on, but there's two problems with this for me. One is that I get confused about having to choose things, and sometimes because I can't choose, I just abandon the whole idea.
Hmm.
I thought, oh, I can't decide which source is I none. But the other thing, a bit more realistically, is the fact that I am in the UK, and it surprises me that whilst there are a number of things going on, online in the UK here that are new to this sort of COVID period. They're not really virtual worlds and fancy spaces like this. And it seems to me that I'm sort of my body is closing and mind is closing down for the night at about the same time as most things online are starting. And I'm fairly close to UK hours again these days for one reason or another. So yeah, that's that. I wish there were more sort of fun, colourful sort of things that happen in the evening actually going on in the UK daytime. There are some, but it's really a matter of finding new places and putting them in your diary and getting reminders and everything else. But I digress. I digress. Anyway, so it still stands, of course. What I was saying on Thursday is still the case now. There is endless gossip still about Facebook and their Oculus login. And I've actually missed a few Facebooks this week because I decided to try and block them, but then I realised I was actually blocking some other scenes simply by blocking the word Facebook. It's like blocking the word Trump. you,
Oh, oh, right.
you lose the anti-Trump as well as the pro-Trump. So I've unblocked Facebook in future, and I will just use my head to see what's important. They've been coming up with some audio thing this week, which has been in the news too, but I don't think I have the links for that online um, right now. Anyway, so that was that. All the headlines coming up now for the 16th. Here we go again. The 6th of September, 2020. As I said, I'm Mal Burns. I'm also joined, by the way, by James Atloud, who's sitting next to me. Welcome, James.
Oh, hi Mel. It's been quite a week again, but we are
Yeah,
back to tell everybody about it.
yep, indeed we are. James, for those of you who don't know, twiddles knobs for me.
Something about that doesn't sound right, but
No, no, hang on, James. You stop playing with my knob, you.
right, right.
Yeah, basically, he presses buttons and things to shift camera positions. So you see a bit of my desktop and a bit of me and a bit of both of us and so on. Yeah, doesn't sound quite right to say. Playing with the knobs,
But it's
right?
fine.
And
It's fine.
you speak, yeah, and of course you speak now and again too, don't you?
Yeah, there's a game called Twiddlywinks. Is that true in the UK? Do you know that game?
Well, I know of a game called Tiddlywinks.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know if I've heard of Twiddlywinks.
Yeah, yeah,
It might be a variation of the same thing. They're very
yeah.
close sounding.
I think it's a game
Tiddly,
where you
Tiddly,
use chips and you press a chip and it launches the other chip.
that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tiddlywinks.
Okay.
Yeah, played
Okay.
it. I played it as a kid. Yeah,
Okay. Right.
yeah. They didn't provide any fish, of course, but there again, that's
No.
fish and chips, isn't it?
That's right. That's right.
Oh dear! Quick off the mark there. Hey, yeah, we better stop laughing and do the news.
Sure. Yep.
Anyway, okay, I'm going to start. James will no doubt show you what's on my screen right now, and I'm starting off with, as usual, a site called The Ghost Howls. Although actually, the ghost doesn't really howl when you're typing in the address because the actual address is scarredghost.com. That's SKARREDGHOST.com. And as happens every Monday, August the 31st in this case, although it was a holiday weekend here, I don't think it was in the States anyway. I thought it was Labor Day, but I gather that's tomorrow, so I get confused now. I haven't got any Americans to keep telling me what's what anymore. Right. This is the XR Wheat Peak from Scar Ghost. Oculus becomes Facebook Reality Labs. Basically, they're rebranding everything to Facebook Reality. And Horizon, which is also a Facebook thing, gets revealed, and more. Couldn't avoid it, can't avoid it, but there it is. This is an excellent start to the week as a rule. Um, as you can see, quite a lot about Facebook there. And also they go in, they've had a peak, they got one of the first peaks at Facebook Horizon as ever. Um, it also, Apple acquires a startup called Spaces. We brought you that last
Mhm.
week.
Mhm.
And Elon Musk unveils a new evolution of Neuralink, although I do actually have another page open here
Oh,
on
good.
that one.
Mhm.
Ultraleap is coming to Qualcomm XR devices, etc., etc. But you can go in here basically to scarghost.com and read up on all. Not last week's news, but the week before. But the weeks fly by these days. You're never
Mm.
quite sure which week was which.
True.
Anyway, I'm going to move on by closing that tab. Scarghost.com, that was. And I'm moving on to another one, and I think I need to rearrange my frame a bit here, don't I, for you? There we are. Is virtual reality the future of online casinos? Right, well, this is. Oh, don't tell me I'm lost again already. Oh, I'm meant to be going down the list, aren't I? Right, okay, so not up. Okay, this is a site called EuropeanGaming.eu. So that's EuropeanGaming.eu. And yeah, they're basically, um, to be interested in virtual reality and virtual spaces at the moment is a bit of a boon, but it's a bit of a headache too because with COVID and lockdowns and everything else, Virtual reality is the future of everything, almost. Well, if you
Yeah,
believe the
right.
articles.
Right.
I actually know plenty of online casinos. I'm not a gambler. I don't really go to them, but they've even been on TV for long enough where what you're looking at is a virtual recreation. It's even a live TV program. Overnight where they take bets by phone, they actually show you the casino as a sort of virtual world. Whereas it's not a real casino they're filming, nor is it just stuff on screen. It's a bit like a newsroom, a virtual newsroom on a news channel. So I don't really think virtual reality is particularly new to online casinos, but clearly the ones that aren't online are probably having to go online. So they are asking this crucial question, of course. Anyway, I told you. Did I tell you? Yes, I told you where to find
Mhm.
that, didn't
Yep.
I? Euro Gaming, no, European Gaming dot EU. So let's move on for a little bit there. Um, right, the next link would have been Kindling, burningman.org. Multiverse Kindling, that's KINDLING dot burningman or one word dot org. I'm not opening it, there's not really much to show you, but that's a one stop portal really for going to find out anything to do with what's on with Burning Man, regardless of which platform. In other words, it's got information about everything everywhere, really. Today is sort of the last day because this is where they burn the man, and there was some comment I made. I had to make a flippant comment earlier because there's something about the man burns, and I had to be misread as Mal burns, and I said, no, no, no,
Oh.
you ain't roasting me.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's a proverbial conflict of phrases, really, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
All is forgiven, whoever they were. Anyway, okay, 6 days ago, are we heading down or up or no? Everything immersive, yeah. No proscenium.com. Yeah, they had everything immersive this. Oh, let's load it just so you can see it. It's only me give you a white screen for a second, I hope. Never be sure. Yeah, here we are. So this was 29th. This was actually this actually it says 6 days ago, but I think it was 7 because I'm sure we mentioned this in last week's program. Anyway, the site for this is NOPROSCENIUM.com, and it's their weekly post, Everything Immersive this week, and that was the one for the 29th of August. So, yeah, put that one away, I think. Right, next stop is VRScout.com here, and let's move that frame up a little bit. Feel VR from your head to your toes using these haptic sneakers. Well, at first sight, they do look like a pair of ordinary sneakers, don't they? Although I guess that might just be the idea, come to think of it. All you need for this one is vrscout.com. That's VRSCOUT.com and their news section. Basically, these they cost $300 from a website called Drop Labs. Drop Labs website. And yeah, there's a link in this article there by the look of it. And oh, that's um, that's the soul of the shoe, obviously. I think. Yeah, basically they come with an app. There's a controller app which works in your iPhone or smartphone, I guess, or pad. And they've got sensors and all sorts of things put in. Basically, instead of having something that you could use these, basically to bounce around in the virtual world. The odd thing is that the cushioning system means that you pick it. It's not just monitoring where you're walking; it's also picking out vibrations too. So actually, you got literally the headline here, as you say, says, "Feel virtual reality from your head to your toes." Using the haptic sneakers. In other words, if you jump up and down in those sneakers, both the virtual world knows and your head knows too. Whether there are any issues with headaches from too much stomping, I don't know. But anyway, that is that, as you can see. So let me move on. Um, I haven't tried those out, so I'm not bouncing around here getting excited. Yeah. Right. Roadtovr.com. This is a regular site for us. It's ROADTOVR.com. And I mentioned this earlier, this Neuralink thing, which is to do with, what's his name? Elon Musk, that's it. It's demonstrated rudimentary limb tracking via a brain interface in live pigs. This means that the demonstration has been done using live pigs. It doesn't, well, just just in case you're confused about that headline. Right, it's received FDA breakthrough designation to accelerate approval. And as you can see, it's a tiny little thing. And I think the idea is you can put one of these into your brain and then successfully vegetate without vegetating. Does that make any sense?
Maybe.
I mean, our brain already controls our limbs, doesn't it? So I'm not quite sure what the purpose of a neural link that tracks our limbs in a brain interface other than to record everything we did in terms of mobility. Um, so, well, I don't know. Elon Musk usually
Or
knows
for
what he's doing.
VR, if you want your avatar to move and
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
pull it from your brain instead of pulling it from your sneakers.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well,
Uh,
better
uh,
still, you can put it in your brain and wear the sneakers too. Who
exact.
knows? You
Oh
might be
no.
able to become, eventually, it becomes superhuman in VR because we'll have so many we'll have more haptic devices connecting us to VR than we've got sensors on our body. but, but no, you're right. This would be why I would pick this news up actually because of its relevance to VR. Rather obviously, it has implications outside there. Um, the latest brain interface device and a surgical robot, which is making implantations precise and cost effective. Okay, I guess it's to do with implants. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure if you're interested in all this sort of stuff, you can go to the website. As I said,
we
this is
need
a
to
post
bring
at.
we need to bring Maria back to talk about don't get an implant.
Yeah, well, obviously, oddly enough, I'm meant to be in conference with her now. It's something put off from Thursday, but she's obviously forgotten that I do this show on a
Ah, okay. All right.
Sunday.
All right.
But no, that's a science fiction magazine we're doing now, so not directly
Okay.
related to this stuff. Anyway, moving on from that. So, Road to VR for that one. Let me close it so that I can focus on something different. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, all you see is a huge white beard.
so cute.
Could be me until I started. I put a dye on mine, but mine was looking like that for a while.
Sure.
I finally decided I really ought to just make it more presentable.
Well,
I'm not Santa Claus, you know. It's so easy to grow for it to grow out wild.
it is.
But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, that guy. Those look like Beats headphones to me. I may be wrong,
No.
but I think
Yeah.
they're almost the same as a pair I've got. And I don't know what version the helmet it is. Maybe Oculus or something.
Are you sure
Um,
that's not you in there?
Now I'm absolutely sure. And although I'm now beginning to put on a bit of weight, so I may actually have to take up wearing braces. But
Ah. Yep.
I'm never in my left worn braces, so there you go. Whoever this character is ahead of me.
All
Right.
right.
So could a VR headset transform how you work remotely? I think it's a rather odd looking character. He's got some tattoos there
Yeah.
too
Good.
and everything.
Got some
It's an
good
odd
ink.
looking character
Yeah.
for to symbolize a workplace story. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe well, who gives a fuck anyway? But anyway, um, this is a report. This is at Silicon Republic. So I better do a bit of shuffling here to locate. Huh. Oh, this is odd. Oh yeah, here we are. Silicon Republic. So SILICONREPUBLIC.com.
Oh, gesundheit.
Oh, oops. Third time lucky, maybe? I don't know. It's the fault of these long-winded names. You know, they make me
Mm-hmm.
sneeze when I'm reciting them. I think we're okay there. Yeah. Anyway, so this Neil Campion's team of VR AI, that's virtual reality um, AI as artificial intelligence, is already using virtual reality to connect remotely and believes this tech could transform how we work within our lifetime. I thought it was a case within the month a few weeks ago, wasn't it?
Mm.
Anyway, we're banking on the fact that VR is going to is going to increasingly be part of the workplace of the future. That's the chap who's written the thing here. Oh, well, actually, it's not the writer; it's the chap being quoted. Emotional connections, and yeah, there's quite a lot to actually read there. Oh, you can actually, I'm just looking at the screen in World. You can actually see it quite well. I think the gamma on my monitor is a bit odd. I could barely read it, but
That's
you can
hard for
read
me
it.
to read too in my browser.
Yeah,
Yeah, and on the
yeah,
YouTube feed, it's a little
yeah. But
challenging.
on the screen, it's got much more contrast
Yeah,
on the.
what's the red text on black background about? I've seen that in several articles now.
I have no idea. I
Yeah.
mean, I think some people. I mean, I might be able to adjust it. I've got buttons, but
Is that an
oh,
after
cool.
hours
My
thing?
hang on. Current state dark. Current state light.
Hmm.
I can um, I can toggle. Hey, that's not what I wanted. I told it to toggle. uh, no, I think it's their
That's their theme. Okay.
I think it's their theme. It won't I can fiddle around with the style sheet,
No, no, I
which is
wouldn't.
what I'm trying to do here, and it's
Right,
not
right.
actually doing anything. So that suggests to me that that effect is a cascading style sheet that I can't modify.
Mm.
Um, and as you say, what's the idea, folks?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, back in the psychedelic days of the late '60s, and the underground magazines and things, we used to take great delight in sort of printing inks on coloured backgrounds that you can possibly read until you put the ultraviolet light on
Mm-hmm.
or the infrared light on, But that was deliberate. And it doesn't work with computer screens anyway because this is light projected into our face. It's not reflected off paper. So
Right.
go figure.
Yep.
Go figure. Anyway, if you can really bear trying to read that, then you can go to siliconrepublic.com and find out a bit more about it. Hopefully, we'll now get to a more palatable site. It's happened here too. I wonder if there's a. Right, okay, this is nearly as bad. In fact, it is as bad. Okay. Okay, I think the problem is my end, actually. Now I've seen another one. Um, current state dark, current state light. Okay. Um, okay, 2020 trends in XR technology. You can't even see the logo here. AR posted is actually at the top there. Right, let me find out where it is. Um, hmm, sorry, we seem to have gotten it. Okay, here we are. arpost.co, just a co, not a com. So arpost.co. 2020 trends in XR technology education. So it's an update in technology, for educators really, and it's no, just I, I feel embarrassed doing all this live.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Uh,
trying to find if there's a way here of toggling what on earth has happened to the page, but on some sites there's a thing saying turn off dark mode, but it's not available here, so
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not that. I have up top a couple of things, but they don't really seem to be. Um, current state is dark, current state is light, but nothing is happening. Let's go and reload the tab. Ah,
Oh.
okay. Well, a quick tab reload has fixed it. Okay. Who knows? Who knows?
Hmm.
Like all the other mysterious things that happen
Yeah. Yeah.
onto our. Here we are, desperately needing our interfaces more than ever, and they all go arse backwards. Right. So actually, I already told you everything there is about that. That's arpost.co. And XR technology covers everything from VR to AR to RR. Oh, is there an RR? Not quite sure. That would be real reality, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
What's the other one? XR? No,
AR.
XR. AR, VR.
VR.
Oh, MR, mixed reality. Yes, there we
Ah.
go.
Oh.
Yeah. So also pull three of those together and you end up with XR. Very confusing. Even more confusing. I don't know. I, I don't know how much this would resonate in the States, but do you have Extinction Rebellion in the States?
Oh, I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, they're big, so it's fairly middle class of operation. It's not sort of they haven't really got the working class there, but they're really huge in Britain. They're basically protesting anything to do with the environment, and stuff we need to change. But
Oh.
it's very refined kind of people. It's not yobs and stuff like that. But of course, it's a sort of environmental movement as opposed to just a green movement or just this and that, the other. And they made a big news of themselves a couple of days ago because they simultaneously blockaded every newspaper printing press in the country that was owned by Rupert
Oh,
Murdoch.
wow.
So the newspapers on Friday did not get delivered. Well, a few of them snuck out in the end, but yeah, so they they made their point there, rather controversially. But the trouble is, so if I'm following on Twitter, whenever I read anything about them, um, XR is the denomination they're giving to forgot not extended reality. The thing is, XR is being used for both. Basically, Extinction Rebellion
Oh,
and
okay.
extended reality.
Wow.
So every time I see this, I press on it because I'm sort of interested in both, but it is almighty confusing. Because, if you're in a hurry, you might end up posting an XR post on my Twitter feed, which is about virtual worlds. And in fact, the XR in question is Extinction Rebellion,
Mm-hmm.
which mostly I just put links to them in Facebook and things. So I've got them fairly separate. But in my head, the XR is driving me up the wall.
Yeah.
Anyway, AR post. Um, More about it in education, as I say there. So that's arpost.co. Let me get out of that before I tempted to talk more about something there. Right, Eureka alert. I got a feeling I need to reload this one too. Yes. Well, I never. It's all my preloaded tabs. Needed color correction,
Yeah.
puzzle correction.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a site called Eureka Alert. EUREKALERT.org. And from virtual to reality, or from reality to virtual. More to the point these days, really, isn't it?
Mm.
Virtual training improves physical and cognitive functions. Well, I think we sort of knew that already, but this is a report from Tohoku University um, at the Smart Aging Research Center. Yes, developed an innovative training protocol that utilizing immersive virtual reality, which is another one for you, brackets, IVR.
Oh, okay.
So we've got an IVR now too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thought that was in vitro. There's another one that's
Oh,
got another meaning. It's got another
IVF.
meaning.
Right.
That was
Right.
oh no, IVF. Yes,
Yeah.
well, it's close. In vitro
You're
research.
right. Right. Right.
Yeah, never mind. People should really check some of these three-letter combinations before they settle on them. Right. Okay. Okay. So, well, this is pretty obvious actually. If you're interested in this side of things, it's a short article, but it's read and tells you about Professor Ryuta Kawabe, Japanese name. He's director of EDAC. That's four letters, that one. Okay. You'll find it at what did I say it was? Virtual
Eureka
U. Yeah,
alert.
EurokaAlert.org. That's right. So moving on up here, weekly spatial. Yes, this is it. This is AWE.AWEXR.com.
Hmm.
Which is this is actually this is on the web at that site. It actually comes as a newsletter, and then you can click the thing saying, saying read on web, and if you read the web version, this is where it is. It's called Weekly Spatial, basically. VR and AR news for the OR community, OR being, of course, the major conference that where it happens once a year in America, but there's now a European one, and I think there are three now altogether. So one 3 times a year in different places. Um, anyway, as I said, we probably need to do a reload to make this look a bit prettier. There we are. I really don't know what's going on with this refresh.
Yeah, yeah.
At least I thought of it. Thank goodness for that. Okay, FB is, of course, the fast book. FB snubs Oculus, VR and conformity, and the end of VR arcades. VR arcades were going to be quite a big thing at one point because, if you'd spoken to us this time last year, we'd have said that headset VR and all that stuff is really not taking off, except with the hardcore gamers and some enterprise things for like laboratories and medical uses. But the area that really was set to take off were the VR arcades. In other words, you remember where you had slot machines in arcades back in the day, where the idea is, VR kit would be expensive enough that you would actually go out to big places where you could actually put on this kit and do VR out of the home, so to speak. Well, of course, COVID has put paid to that as well. So it could be the end of the road for VR arcades. I suspect when they say that, they don't mean every last one. There'll probably be some diehard somewhere that hang on for a few years, keeping their kit and hoping COVID goes away. But obviously, it is in many ways the end of an era for them before they barely even started, which is a bit of a shame when you think about it. Anyway, they've got more here on the Facebook issue. Excel market, Apple's confirmation of buying spaces, um, Epic Games, and Unreal Engine. Oh, there's a whole load of little stuff there, and it is one of these newsletters where you can actually click on a link and it takes you to an article. So it's one of those pages you might want to go to just to check out all the links in it and see if there's anything there you might have missed that you really, really, really want to read. If you see what I mean. So, did I give you that one? Weekly Spatial? I think I did. But oh yeah, awe.awexr.com. Weekly Spatial there. Right. Uh,
Wow.
reload again.
More red.
Here we go. Right. This is VCC. Let me see. Virtualityreporter.com. This one actually loaded properly. This site often takes you to the front page, even if you've got a direct link, and you will find on the front page a full reflection of their interests, shall I say, including a lot of VR porn sites. But they have the serious news, but it's if you land on the front page, it's easy to get diverted by the, I suppose, somewhat more commercial appetizers. Anyway, a new augmented reality game lets players buy and sell real world properties. This is actually quite fun. I think I've put this video somewhere else, but I'm going to play it anyway. It's only a
We're proud to present the first real-world AR game that uses real buildings, real people, and real prices to create the first property game. It truly turns your city into an action-packed strategy game. We're proud to present Landlord Go.
I thought you
Okay.
might like that. Or
Yeah.
maybe you don't. Oh, God, hang on. Starting again. Well, we've heard about basically that isn't the game for the super rich. And when you first saw that, I thought this was a property market thing. And I thought, God, these people are loaded buying and selling skyscrapers and then collecting their rent through their app. But in fact, the whole thing is a game. It's no more real than Monopoly,
Mm.
except that you obviously have to be outside more or less to use it. It actually scans real world buildings within 1 kilometer and then creates the value of them, etc. But you buy a thing, you then rent it out, and if you make a lot of money in rent, hence the rather funny scene where the guy is sort of about to compete with a woman, and then he realizes, oh, he's only got 500,000, she's got a few billion.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And she sort of laughs him off as if, go and get rich, mate. um, I don't know. It's a sign of the times. So unfortunately, it is something that I think does require you to be out and about. I mean, it's actually great for me to see it because it's all, well, it's not where I live, but it's the other end of London, the city of London, the business district, basically. If people do get out and about again, then that could be a fun way to occupy the time. I imagine if you're sightseeing, for example, it might be a fun game to play while you're seeing the sights.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, one of those ones I just couldn't resist. I should have waited till later to play the video because if I played it through Slack, it would have been bigger. But I'm sorry about that. Okay, so as I said, this is augmented reality game that's players buy and sell real world properties. Virtuality reporter. That's three words squashed into one. virtuality.com. Ah, that deserves a nice sneeze, but I haven't had one. Never
Yeah.
mind. Right.
All right.
That's just too long. That is. They shouldn't
It's
be
a
allowed
long
to
one.
do names like that. Well, when people like me are trying to spell it, that's for sure. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, I'm just looking at my. Oh God, here we go again. Da, 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 da. Here is your virtual utopia. This is a site called Castanet. Let me get into order here. Yeah, it's a CASTANET net. And it's a Kelowna company creates virtual reality to spice up meeting space. Um, it's another company that's trying to come up with virtual reality spaces to compete with Zoom, basically. This one's called Utopia VR, and it launched on Tuesday in a beta version. And users can add a little pizzazz to their audio and video conferencing. Web technology, 3D web technology is free, no download, installation required. Your avatar can be controlled by a computer, keyboard, smartphone, etc., or a headset like HTC or Quest. Um, Features business and social virtual rooms known as V rooms. Okay, I never clicked through to check this. It all seemed very rudimentary. But I remember reading on it. I'm not going to do it now, just in case we come a cropper. Uh, but I wonder if actually this isn't the branding, Utopia VR, of something we already might know, especially when they call them VR rooms, which is the name of another platform. Or it might be original, sort of. There are an awful lot of different sites playing with WebXR and everything from Mozilla Hubs through to more developed ones like SciSpace. They're all authoring wills that actually work on the web and
Yeah.
the technology.
Speaking of hubs, that image there looks a lot like Mozilla Hub's environment that's being shared.
Okay.
It looks
Utopia
like one of
VR.
the default scenes that you can build in Mozilla Hubs.
So basically, they're just right. Utopia VR. They're creating a brand on top of hubs. Bit odd. I mean,
Not unheard of
back
though.
in the
Yeah, yeah.
back in there have always been agencies that specialize in getting things done for people, even in the early days of Second Life. Less so now, but people wanted a Second Life site, so they would go to a company that wasn't Linden Labs, but who would undertake to develop the site and put it up together for them, and that company would have its own brand name. So it's not actually unusual when things get popular to find companies that actually are middlemen, as it were, and the brand name you're seeing is a middleman. In other words, you contact, for example, what are they called? Utopia VR, and contract them to do something. All they'll actually do is they'll make a Mozilla hub space for you and set it all up for you, and maybe route you, give you embed it on the site for you, which will have their brand on it as a routing address. There's all sorts of possibilities there. So we're getting to the point, I have to admit, when I load news items like this, I'm a bit wary because it could be something we already know all too well that has just got a bit of new branding or a middleman flavour to it. So that's life, really. Anyway, this is at Castanet, as I said. I think I gave. Oh yes, castanet.net. That was. Okay, I'll put that one away. And AR VR in the supply chain. Right, where's my reload? Where's my reload? There we are. Reload. There we go. Okay, this is AR Post again. So it's arpost.co. Actually, I better double check that. Yes, yeah. Um, Further up the list now. Um, Okay, the way of the future. Again, supply chain companies across the globe are making increasing investments in AR and VR and transforming various industries. And they've got a bit of a graph to go with that, and what is the outlook, and aspects of the supply chain that are advantaged, like inventory management, remote collaboration, data visualization, VR training, and real-time information for merchandise in transit. You don't have a Z in merchandise. Yeah, but I love it when you see really bloody terrible typos in slick-looking companies. Okay, yeah, so that is AR Post there again, and using VR in the supply chain. All right, new future focused. Oh, right, okay, well, same address again, arpost.co, and when reloaded, it might look a bit prettier. Um, and another one, which again, I don't know, it's just a middleman effort or whatever. Um, yeah, don't use Zoom, use our product. And this one's calling itself After Now. It's a future-focused remote software platform that avoids Zoom fatigue. That is if there's a word of the last quarter, that's it. By using augmented and virtual reality. Yes, we know, we know. They've launched After Now Pres Remote in private beta, available now. The software platform delivers more meaningful and engaging remote meetings by harnessing the power of augmented and virtual reality. This technology, combined with Oculus or Microsoft headsets, empowers executives, sales teams, trainers, and educators to present immersive content to their audience, etc., etc. Do you know, a few years ago, I would have loved to have seen pages like this, sort of showing that a whole new level of the enterprise is getting interested. But now it just seems so cliched. It's almost like the same press release could have been written for any number of things that are actually launching,
Yeah.
and of course all blaming it on the on COVID. So Zoom burnout. They've come up with a new variation on fatigue. Yeah. Um, Okay, they do custom visualization presentations, etc. And okay. Although there are existing platforms like Spatial Glue, Meet in VR, Engage VR, and Vibella, to name a few, After Now Press Remote is designed specifically to for presenters, basically, which makes it more effective for sales training, education, etc. So it's basically a 3D presentation software, basically, and no doubt probably relies on something else that we all know and maybe or maybe not love. Right, put that one away, I think. Okay, again, we're coming up to date here. This one is another one we need to reload. This is, guess where? This is at Forbes. The writer on this one is Zhang Wu, said to be a contributor there. 4th of September, this would have been, yeah, this would have been Friday, wouldn't it? Yeah, try and get that right. Okay, it's another look at, can we combat social isolation, particularly in North America as winter is fast approaching. Everybody's worried about another lockdown, etc., etc. And they released Alcove, a virtual reality app that enables friends and family to stay connected. Okay, I've just clicked here. We did actually feature Alcove a week or two ago
Yeah.
when they actually started. It was considered to be very rudimentary compared to the worlds that those of us that know these things, really like. But it was also considered to be very good, just in terms of its capability and simplicity.
Yeah. I've been in
Um,
there a couple times since that
oh, you've
last
tried
week.
it, have you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And what do you think?
It's very easy. And
Yeah,
I think that's the point because it's well if you're using an Oculus headset,
yeah.
you can you just go there. You don't have to sign up with an extra account, and it's quite nice. And you keep your Oculus avatar, so it has a very natural feel from when you start the headset and you go into it. And it's very basic, but in a
Right.
lot of ways that's very good. There's very little you can do
That's it.
wrong and get lost in the space.
Right, it's. But I'd have to try it if I can get on a 2D screen. But yeah, I mean, it's like Vibella. I went to a few things a few weeks ago. There was a whole week of events
Mm.
there, for example, and that was so ridiculously simple that it was actually totally captivating. You know,
Oh,
you
okay.
could go from one destination to another. You could teleport via a board. You could walk with the arrow keys. You could hold shift. You could run. All the little things we expect to do. But there was no real highly detailed graphics or anything. It was a bit like that picture we saw a moment ago where you said, "Oh, I think that's Oculus Hubs." I mean, okay,
Mozilla Hubs. Yeah.
Mozilla Hubs. Oh dear, dear, that was a bit of a slip up, wasn't it?
No, not bad.
Unforgivable slip up. Right, Mozilla Hubs, indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, so much for banning the FB and then slipping up and mentioning it. Never mind, never mind. Okay, well, yes. That looks to be good. Um, um, yeah, yeah. This the guy being quoted here. What's his Robinson? And the guy down here. Oh, can't pronounce that name. They're all the innovation labs creator and producer of Alcove. And yeah, they're really looking into it. The mention of it being used for a long while by the military.
Mm.
Um, where does VR go from here, etc., etc. Yeah, so nice little article there, and you would expect it to be really being at Forbes. So the address you want for that one is obviously Forbes, if I can find it. Scrolling up here to see if I can come. Where's Forbes? Oh yeah, here we are. Yeah, Forbes.com. That's all you want. Forbes.com. I was about to say that anyway, but I found it now. So, um, okay. So get rid of that one for now. Immerse UK. Right. This is another one that needs reloading. Um, Immerse UK are over here in the UK, in case you haven't gathered. This is an up and coming webinar. Barclays, Eagle Labs, and Immerse UK present pediatrics, XR, and mental health. And this is really just the page, as it were, to get to this. I've got to find the darn page for you now, haven't I? Huh. Um, it's gone. Where's Immerse UK gone? Um, ooh, I've got a horrible feeling. Right. I've got a whole load of links here I haven't loaded. Okay. You'll find this, I'm pretty sure, as Immerse UK, quite frankly. immerseuk.com. I'm going to leave that open just in case I can find something better. This is actually this coming Thursday, 5 to 6:30 in the afternoon British time. And there's a button where you can go to register at, I forget which one it is, meetup.com or, well, one of those well known ones. And yeah. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of a naughty here. I'm going to, well, let's just click through here. Okay, this is another post that was at scarredghost.com, SKARREDGHOST.com. And this, I think, was September 3rd. Yeah, that was Thursday, Friday. KLM airline company. Basically, they interviewed somebody called Chris Kuhlman, who is teaching us how to use AR and VR in the civil aviation sector. Very specialized theme there, but XR Ghost just do some amazingly long, detailed interviews. So if this is your thing, you will get quite a lot out of this interview. I think there may be an audio version of it too. You'd have to sort of double check when you get here. Um, so, as I say, this is scarredghost.com, and this is just from a couple of days ago. Now, oh, oh, this is a repeat. Don't you just know it? What happened there? Okay. So, that's the last one I've got up. Now, unfortunately, because of a tab overload situation before we came on air, there's some more recent stuff I haven't actually got up. So I'm going to quickly. Right, there is a thing called F Reality podcast. It's not really a podcast; it's more of a video cast. It's not like us; it's real world cameras. Um, but but you can listen to it as audio. I just don't know where you can get it except for YouTube. Um, so this is it. I'm not going to actually play it now unless it starts also playing, which probably will. But yes, it has done.
Kind of like the journey, like to get to this point. Since like I think a lot of people.
Okay, as you can see, they've got loads of people. That's this guy there is the host. It started in the middle because I've watched the first half. I like YouTube. It always remembers where I am. Right. Okay. This is the site you would need if you want to look it up at YouTube. Remember, it's F Reality VR podcast. And you can obviously subscribe to them if you like it. That one is 2.5 hours long, so it's not a short conversation. They really get into their stuff. They look at things like Mario Kart, augmented reality and stuff too. They look at the new RTX 30 series, which is the Nvidia cards, and Oculus Quest delisted. Um, that apparently is another bit of news about the dreaded FB owned headset. Apparently, it's been delisted now, even though there's supposed to be a new one being on the way. So I don't know whether they've taken it off the market to make way for the next one, or whether the next one's going to have a different name. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, that's another one of these web video podcasts, as it were, that goes on for quite a while, but is fairly rewarding. So yeah, as I say, go to YouTube and look up F Reality VR podcast. I think F Reality will probably get you. It's in the search. Okay. um, okay. Cypressmail.com. Virtual reality in 3 dimensions. The metaverse arrives. Gosh golly, does it indeed? Um, Yeah, this is cyprus-mail.com, and presumably this is in Cyprus. But don't you like it? Yes, Virginia, the metaverse is arriving. Why should you care? Blah blah blah. Um, and you'll see that VR just pops up in physical reality like Pal Zap in a comic book. They got an interesting sort of take on that actually, to be honest. And yeah, they've got a link to a YouTube thing as well. So interesting if you like it. Actually, it's quite an extensive little article for something that I presume is just based in Cyprus. Um, the metaverse is not for tomorrow, but it's not futurism. They seem to quite like those coming up with phrases, don't they? Right, okay, no comments on that really. All for the good. Did I give you that one? Yes, Cypress Mail. I gave you that one, didn't I? All right. Now, Voices of VR. We haven't had one of these yet, although I did have one open earlier. There are actually two this week. 474, there's somebody called Android Jones on using VR for spiritual transformation and unlocking creative flow. This one came up yesterday, and you can listen to it here or get it in a podcast player, or indeed read the article and watch the videos that are posted there as links. The site you want for that is voicesofvr.com, voicesofvr.com. And there was another one later in the week there in that series as well. Different subject, of course. Um, right, lifehacker.com. I'm not loading this. Well-known site, lifehacer.com. Near their front page, you'll find an article on how to virtually attend and participate in the Burning Man activities. Again, it's just a landing page to get an idea of what you might want to do in what's left of that. Um, VR usage was it? No, it wasn't that one, was it? VR usage has now been. Okay, I thought we'd done that, but I don't remember doing the links, so we'll do it again. Um, yeah, VR usage has now been linked to physical and cognitive improvements. And this is at VR Fitness Insider. It's actually a site just for fitness in VR. VRFITNESSINSIDER.com. And well, I think you can tell from the title sort of what it's about. And ooh, even got a diagram to round the message home. Fooling yourself into believing you're moving when you're not, but you are actually, because it's where you're moving. That's the thing, not yeah, never mind. I'll get myself confused if I go into that. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is another interesting one I need to load. Magic Leap, we hear about them all the while, and of course they've gone enterprise only now. But there is a post here at virtualitytimes.com. That's three words: VIRTUALREALITYTIMES. A tissue. I'm going to fall down. Right. Magic Leap's valuation is now in free fall as investors mark down the stakes, which is a bit sad, really. Um, but they've been overpriced since the beginning. So um, who knows? Well, they're more compact and attractive looking pieces of headgear. They're more like glasses than a headset, though probably still a bit too uncomfortable to really call them glasses. They still called it a headset. So um, steepest markdown in private tech this year. Um, some investors have marked their shares down to zero. Oh dear, that's not right. 6.4 billion financing last year, and it's now down to 450 million. Gosh, actually, that is a big drop. But 450 million doesn't sound. Oh, I could. Yeah, I'll take that off their hands if they want to give it me. Right. Okay. So sad news there, I guess. Yeah. Virtualitytimes.com. That's three words, three, 4 words there together, squashed, as it were. Um, more Burning Man. So I've been missing on quite a bit of this. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is a site called techtrends.tech. So it's TECHTRENDS dot tech. The tech being TECH, and that's the suffix, by the way. Like co-UK or whatever. Um, it's an odd. It's an odd title. This because when you look at it, it's just called hacking unconscious bias. And you wouldn't actually know that this is about VR, to be honest. But then you read, can immersive tech help us tackle pervasive and enduring problem of systematic racism, Black Lives Matter, etc. And I don't know whether Alice here is Alice Bonacio or not. But anyway, oh, and they mentioned Noni as well. Um, really, this is all about the issue of whether using virtual reality in its various forms and AR and AI based training to help people recognize their own biases and gain tools to address them, etc., etc. So quite serious sort of issues being discussed there. So well worth a read and easy to miss because, as I say, there's nothing actually in the title that would have made you initially think, it's a virtuality post. So, as I said, it's techtrends.tech. So TECHTRENDS dot TECH. And that will hopefully get you. Um, Fast Company, they're a very famous company. I've actually had these open already today before everything crashed. That's why I'm getting confused. Right. This again is about Burning Man, but it's an 8-minute read at the Fast Company. I quite like the title of this. I was skeptical about attending Burning Man in VR, but it's great. Yes. He likes it, does
Hmm.
Daniel Turdy Man. Sorry. Anyway, let's find that. Fastcompany.com, basically. FASTCOMPANY. And he's there telling you all why he liked it. Yes. Couldn't get enough of it. What a surprise it was. And he can't get enough of himself either, can he? Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, he did enjoy himself, you can tell.
Yeah.
And oh, BCVR, right. That's the. I was on this, well, somewhere near there in Old Space VR just before we did this show. But the whole thing was just so big. You know, the, I do miss places like Open Sim and Second Life where you just pull up a map and follow the green dots to where everybody's actually congregated around a stage or something. Rather than these worlds where you've got to walk for miles in a virtual desert to even find what looks like a stage, only to find that no, it's the stage at the other end you wanted. And there's no way of teleporting
Mm.
quickly, or the best you can do is hold the shift key to make yourself run. Okay, so Fast Company there, but it's more about Burning Man as you can tell. Right, yeah, that was Voices VR we've done, hacking conscience bias. Sorry, I'd forgotten to actually close some of these thingy what's it's. Right, okay. Whoops, no, I don't want to reload it. That was silly. Do, 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 copy address. VR usage linked to physical and cognitive. Oh, we did
We
find
did
out
that.
where that.
Yep.
We found out where it was in the end. Oh no, no. So God, no. Right, Immerse UK. This
Yep.
is the one. Yeah, I'm going to cheat and I'm simply going to copy the address and find out what it was. Yeah, it's www.immerseuk.org. So IMMERSEUK.org. And if you go there, you'll be able to register for the thing late. So it's just an hour and a half British time from 5 to 6:30 on Thursday afternoon or evening, whatever you want to call it. It's still daylight at that time, so I suppose it's afternoon. Right, and exploring the potential of XR to spark a new approach to emotional intelligence and mental well-being in children. I'm just going to still leave it open because I'm going to double check that I booked that because I'm not sure I did. Right. Okay, I think we're about yeah, Scarred Ghost. Oh, right. Okay, one more. This is not scarredghost.com. Right? This is a site called area6.com. That's AREA6, the number, DOF.com. And this is actually an interview with Anthony Vidillo, who is Scarred Ghost. Now, you know how long his posts are and his epic reads. Well, this is actually an interview with him, including the fact he was also the organizer of the Jean Michel Jarre concert not so long ago. So they interviewed him about it. There is an interview version in Italian. You can get a link there. But the basic interview seems to have been done in English, and there's a transcript here anyway. So if you enjoy reading the Scarred Post, sorry, Scarred Ghost
The
posts,
Scarred Post by Scarred Ghost.
no, the Scarred Ghost apostrophe s posts. If you like
Posts
reading the Scarred Ghost,
Posts
then
do
you will.
star Ghost.
Yeah, if you like reading the website Scarred Ghost, then you may well get a lot out of this interview as well. Is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So as I say, AREA, then the number six, then DOF, but all one word. Um, area6.com. And yeah, there's a few other things here which oh, I do the VRARA. These are the ones. Well, it's the Birmingham chapter I talked with on Thursday. They've issued a 2020 healthcare report here. It's the VR slash AR Association. Their address, as I said, is the VRA. So it's THEVRARA.com. And you can actually download the whole report here, or just read the summary that they've got on the site there. 50 companies and startups in the healthcare field using AR and VR, basically. A little review of those. And oh yes, those wonderful. We have seen, of course, these before. The AR glasses startup. They're called Nreal. I must say, when we saw this first, I rather liked it. The news here simply is a couple of days ago, they've actually secured 40 million US dollars in Series B financing, which is always a good sign because presumably they're closer to the point of releasing if they've got a bit of money behind them. So behind the scenes business news there, really, but what the hell. I do like those, actually. I haven't tried them out or anything like that. They just, looking at them has appealed to me. So I would like to see those come into existence at a reasonable price, of course. uh, uh, five, 600. Nah, I don't think that. Oh yeah, they hope to launch in the US at 500 US dollars in the fall. Could be worse. Could be worse. Right. Yeah. And but of course, you need a separate smartphone to actually make them run. So it's not cheap. Right. Um, AR and VR find new life in a social distancing age. Okay, this is sort of relevant. We all know what the title means, but this is from a site called Art Critique, ART-CRITIQUE.com. And oops, there we are. Um, this is from the art perspective. Um, they're looking at how AR and VR can help the art world, basically. Obviously, museums have been experimenting, and the Louvre has been doing a few interactive things, and well, they summarize it all there. So if you're interested in art in AR and VR, you might get something out of that article. As I say, it's art-critique.com. Oh, and if you do /en That will make sure you're in the English section. I think the site may actually be French. I can't be sure. Right. Okay. I think we're about done there. So I'm moving on very quickly to the Metaworld news feed. Um, RyanSchultz.com. I'm not loading any of this. It's long and finicky. RyanSchultz.com. He's had quite a few posts this week. He had one yesterday. Oh, it might have been this morning, actually. It says 7 hours on my thing here. Um, Burning Man events in Sansar. Oh, actually, I will load it because we are in Sansar ourselves at this very moment doing this show. And it might just be worth checking if something's starting immediately afterwards. Right. As I said, RyanSchultz.com for this. Um, Full Spectrum Building a Burning Man World. They invite you to party with them. It's happening tonight. Oh, well, this is hardly 7 hours ago. Tonight was yesterday. Oh no, it's happening again today, Sunday, September the 6th, between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. CDT. What the heck is CDT? Is that an
That's
American time
Central
zone?
Daylight Time. Yeah,
Ah,
that's my
okay.
time zone actually.
At a time, oh, 2 p.m. and 3 p.m., which they say is a time more convenient for Europeans. Is it? Oh, hang on, 2 p.m. We came on at 11, but what time is it for you now?
2:30.
Oh, right. So this is in half an hour. Right. Okay. It's convenient for Europeans then as well. Um, I've already got this set aside somewhere. This is from last night. Oh no, this is a well, it's okay, but it's got its interface hanging out, which I disapprove of. Right. Okay, that's good. Going to leave that one open so we know where to go after the show.
Does that require a ticket?
That's what I was wondering, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure it does because okay, tomorrow's Sunday. Here we go. Straight through to Sansar. Go now. Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
So it's a simple click
Don't
through. I'm
click
not
it.
sure what region it is, but oh, well, it starts at 8 p.m. British summertime. So that is literally oh, well, I think there's another showing at 2, I think. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll tell you what, since this show finishes, James and I will stand up and we'll make our exit from the room by hopping over there and seeing what's happening. That might be a fun thing to do.
Okay.
We might just catch the end or something.
Right. Right.
You can't win them all. Like everybody knows when I do this show, so you should stop putting things on that collide with it. Weekends, eh?
Mm.
Okay, right. Moving on. Web.opensimfest.org. They had a little roundup praising themselves. OpenSimFest 2020, a roaring success. That was, of course, last weekend, so there's nothing to see now, but basically they think it was all very successful and they've written about it. Hamlet Hall at New World Notes, which is nwn.blogs.com, nwn.blogs.com. Um, he's got an article entitled "The Metaverse is Here, now in open beta after 6 years of development. Dual Universe's lead creator speaks." Um, as you say, it's basically the creator owners of Dual Universe. Now, um, as Hamlet says, they've been in development for 6 years. Our friend here, who many of you may remember, Will Burns, Eonix Eon as he's sometimes called. He used to be on our in World Review and things quite often. Um, he has apparently been playing with that for ages, and he has often comment that as a template, he felt that the dual universe was in a better pivotal sort of space in terms of defining the way the metaverse will pan out. If you know Will, he has this concept of sort of, the metaverse and then meta galaxies and meta worlds and metadata and different levels, as it were. And although we haven't got any true interoperability yet, I mean, I know Will did go on about, oh, you should see what's going to be dual universe is going to be like. So I intend to sort of follow that link and pop in there. If you want to know more, you want nwn.blogs.com to find that. Um, Kitely, which is where we used to be
Oh,
doing this show
Kitely.
from until
I
very
remember
recently.
Kitely. Yep.
Yeah, Kitely, just I mean, about now actually, they have their weekly community meet, but you'd have to be in there for that. But they are now holding very large events in Kitely, and it does seem to me that they're using some kind of method of sharding. And the organizations running it need to be prime organization rather than a regular organization because prime organizations own its worlds, whereas organizations in Kindly don't normally own their worlds, they just rent their worlds, so to speak.
Hmm.
Um, the worlds are owned by Kindly, so it assigns them to the organization. The benefit of having the organization own its own worlds is it allows for fast creation and deletion of worlds without having to deal with the per world payment procedure used for user owned worlds. A large event requires many identical worlds. Each world holds a subset of the total number of visitors. We've therefore added a feature that makes a world archive and automatically creates as many worlds out of it as you need. This is much faster and more convenient than manually copying a world many times. So it's a method of kind of sharding, basically. But yes, for bigger events. Now, what it doesn't actually tell me here is, which may be quite deliberate, to be honest. That certainly shows the open sim, like a single region there. Um, but Kitely also work with the Philip Rosedale's high fidelity code base, as well as Tivoli and Vicadia. Kitely have also they came and talked to us about it at the conference, the Open conference last year. They're also working with the high fidelity code, and um, I don't know. It doesn't say anywhere, so I'd have to check with them. But I've got a feeling that if they have this sharding thing to cope with those quantities of people, I would suspect it's not an open sim type
Mm-hmm.
world. It will
Mm-hmm.
actually be a high fidelity type world. But I can't swear to that. There may be ways of doing it with OpenSim type worlds, especially as Kindly have their own very particular way of doing things
Yeah.
anyway. So
It
they
would
may
be
have
new
figured,
if that were the case. Yeah.
yeah, they may have figured out something that
Yeah.
we
Yep.
don't know about, and maybe they'll come along to a conference in December and tell us about it. Anyway, yeah. So if you want more about that, you want to go to Kindly. Where are you? Where you gone, Kindly? Um, Oh, oh yeah, Kitely blog. Oh yeah, there we are. All right. Kitely.com. That's easy, isn't it? Kitely.com. And for that post. Um, right. Account altvr.com events. Okay. Play Alchemist speakers series. Right. This is. I don't think this is Burning Man. This is something else that's happening in Altspace VR. There's an awful lot of stuff happening in Altspace VR. Play Alchemist. It's a speaker series on lifestyle and living, I think. A futurist and a community builder walk into a pyramid. Um, Friday, September the 4th. So this is actually over. Okay. Right, I'll leave that then. I think it's a regular series, which is why I loaded it, but the advert there is only for last week's. Okay, let's put kindly away for now. Okay. This is kind of interesting. I mentioned earlier that I'm helping Maria Koroloff and a few science fiction authors actually to launch this site called metastellar.com, METASTELLAR. There's bound to be a bit of overlap now and again. And David Karuki, who you may know from Hypergrid Business, has got a post here about HBO. This is the American TV network. They're holding VR events and concerts
Oh yeah,
starting
that's right.
today, but that's not today, based on Lovecraft Country, which is a kind of TV sort of show. Anyway, it's a whole sort of HBO come virtual world tie-up. There's actually three live VR explorations, and he says kicked off today and doesn't say what day. I think this was 2 days ago. Yeah, so that's when it kicked off. But the whole thing's go. They're not leaving it like that. They've spent too much money on it. Um, so yeah, three different series of events. You can get a total of 100 guests in each of the three events using Oculus Quest headsets. I don't know whether you can get in without a headset. Um, and it says held from 10 p.m. Thursday, September 24th. Um, I do love this when they say kicks off today, and then it says starts at 10 p.m., but doesn't say what day or date it is. So basically, the start time, whenever they're happening, is 10 p.m. And it doesn't say what time zone the 10. Oh yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, I apologise, David. If you read far enough down, 10 p.m. Eastern time, so it's not that late. Anyway, you can read more about that. I got a feeling Hypergrid Business should have covered that. Maybe he sent it to the wrong site. But anyway, that's at metastellar.com, and loads of science fiction articles being coming up there. It's quite a few every day now. Basically, building up the site ready for the TV launch. Um, Okay, Sciencebase, blog Sciencebase. They've got some release notes. There's an update to their platform. This is blog.sine, S-I-N-E, dot space, as in outer space. And basically, it's just the release notes for August and summary of July and everything else. They update quite frequently. Um, right, now, another virtual world, Vicadia.com. I simply retweeted their tweet here, so this is where you would actually need to go. This is one of the World Flight Tivoli that is based on Philip Rosedale's original High Fidelity code. They've had a Discord channel for some time, but you can now they're now in a public early access alpha, which means that if you're willing to c- contend with an alpha, it is now open to anybody to actually download and get in there. It was actually a closed alpha before. Um, it looks pretty much like High Fidelity, and if you were ever in Philip Rosedale's High Fidelity, you will find that in this platform, you may well find that some of your inventory and stuff like that actually remains. Oh, where's my monitor gone? My monitor's shut down. Oh, there we are. Right. You may find that you've got assets and things that will be visible in Vercadia that you can't get them in Tivoli because Tivoli is a completely built from scratch platform, whereas this is a kind of modified version of High Fidelity. So, as I say, Vicadia.com is where you want to go, and then you can just click on the download button and get the latest alpha for you to play with. Um, okay. There's a site called mymusicoasis.blogspot.com. A fairly new site. They've just got a post on their next steps, is where they're going from here. And this one's quite nice. This is virtualhg.com. Many of you know Vibena, who's in OpenSim, and oh, I've got loads of stuff from her. She was also originally 2015 on the Canadian grid and in Virtual Highway before that. But anyway, this site actually has an interview with her. So it's virtual VR, sorry, VIRTUAL dash HG.com. And it's in a section called exclusives. So they've got an interview with her, basically. She does use marvelous things, like you can see there, one of her contraptions that you can get on and you can fly it around in OpenSim. And they're all kind of sweet and kind of a bit cranky. That you sometimes see these things. That's a bit rough and ready for me, but they all work. That's the
Hmm.
thing.
Hmm.
She's definitely got a style all of her own, almost timeless. Oh, that's
The
a good boat
lived-in look.
too. Yeah, I've got one of those boats somewhere. That's good. So anyway, it's nice to see this. It's a whole sort of online interview with her and talking about her YouTube animation too. As you can see, a lot to read there. So if you're a fan of her or just curious, good interview because she's a really great creator, one of the best ones in OpenSim, and she's well, as they said there, same spirit as Linda Gelly and Selena Core. In terms of giving stuff away, she doesn't really charge money for things, and yeah, I think she's now based yeah, she's got a base in Rights Plaza in her S grid, and actually several. Oh, and this is her full name, by the way, is Verbena Radek. I was trying to remember her name there. I did. She almost came on the InWorld Review one week, quite a long while ago. And although she couldn't make it, she sent a load of stuff which we were demonstrating at the time. I remember Tara and I and everybody, we were trying to res this stuff she
Hmm.
sent on stage, showing how she made stuff and one thing she's very good at doing is, although she doesn't charge for anything, she's got copyright notices on everything she does, and they're all really well hidden in the build, you know. And she was showing us how she did all that. Anyway, so her name is VBINNAI, and then her surname is Radek, Radek. Although I would point out that that is her avatar name rather than her real world name. Okay, so that is virtual-hg.com. Um, right, Science Space again. That was an interview, but that's over. And yeah, Arthur Shanov has been pushing Burning Man at Somnium Space. Yep, that is about it. That is indeed about it. So let me just, I don't think there is. Oh, yes, this is courtesy of Drats to Dupre. I've, I, I put a title on that there so you can tell what it is. See? He had an interview with the science fiction author from Ringworld and everything else during the week. Philip Rosedale was also there, sort of blocking the camera actually more than being on it. Larry Niven, the author, and that was his avatar that he had made. Okay, apparently he really took an instant familiarity with Second Life. He apparently knew what to do immediately, but instinctively knew what to do. But somebody did actually, I think Drastic took care of having an avatar made for him, and that was it. So if you're in Second Life and you see that character wandering around, you might actually find that it's the alt for Larry Niven, the author. Gosh golly. Have I got anything else here? Oh no, that's a tutorial. Oh, that's a nice. Now, I said I was going to do snippets from the web and stuff, but there haven't been many this week. But I did like this one. A reminder the Aztec civilization, by the time the Spaniards arrived, had, right? This is what the Aztecs had: working postal services, a currency economy, heated public baths, sewers and aqueduct system that offered free, clean water, public education, existentialism and universalism philosophy classes, and food banks. Yeah, so I think we should have just left it to the Aztecs, don't you?
Sure.
I think they got a better idea of what's the other one here. Ooh, don't know what that one's
But
doing.
would they have made a Facebook?
They probably wouldn't have needed one.
No.
They probably had telepathy in those days. Ben Lang first is voices. No, it's not. In a way, the proto metaverse is already here. When it comes to traditional gaming, Discord offers a layer of persistent communication between friends who meet up, talk about what they want to do, and may even jump between several different games in a single session. Very true, actually.
All right.
I
So,
mean, it's not a virtual world itself, but I live a lot of the time in Discord simply
yeah.
because you can get
Well, we just need some
to.
3D avatars then.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's a way of rigging it.
Yeah, yeah.
Another one. In this world of brutal cynicism, nihilism, and weaponized narcissism, an act of kindness is an act of rebellion. Sad, but
Yeah,
possibly true.
possibly
Possibly
true.
true. Yeah. What else have I got there? As I said, there wasn't much this week, so um, got a lot of pictures. I was getting some paintings of Keith Richards at the Rolling Stones, which are rather
Ah,
nice.
right, right.
Look at that one too. And then, unfortunately, I found this one
Oh
for the
goodness.
same artist. Quickly get rid of that one, won't we? Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. I think so.
All
Put
right,
that
all
away.
right.
Right. Okay. So there was one. Let's just put these things away. Uh, what's the one last? Oh yeah, that's the Burning Man thing. Scar Ghost interview, and oh yeah, Most UK. Yeah, I may follow that up later. Great. So I can hide this pesky sidebar, which always makes me nervous when it's open because I think it has to help me crash. That does, and that's about it. So, James, any thoughts on all that?
Uh, I don't know. I don't think I have any particular thoughts this week. Um, I am curious about the Sansar event, and real curious, is that really something that we can wander into? So I look forward to doing that.
Okay, well, I think we'll sign off the show and see what we can do there. Instead
Yeah,
of
yeah.
bringing up the end credits, you can keep our camera. Oh, does the cam? Yes, you can keep the camera live
I
while
can
we
keep one
broadcast.
camera rolling. Yeah.
Yeah. So, right. Okay. Well, that's it for this week, folks. As far as the actual news is concerned, we will be back same time, same place next week. That's if you're live on YouTube. That is Metaworld. No, it's Mal Burns' channel. At what is it? 11 a.m. Pacific every Sunday, but always stay in replay endlessly throughout the years,
Yeah, yeah.
throughout the decades, throughout the century, no doubt. Someday, when COVID has finished all life on Earth, there'll be strange creatures in the future that are COVID immune. And they will be digging up the archives and they'll discover this thing called YouTube. And on YouTube, they will discover endless episodes of weekly Metaverse news and wonder what all that was about. As I said, science fiction is on
Yeah.
my mind. The metastatic and everything else. So, yep. Meanwhile, it is goodbye from this chap here.
And goodbye from this chap here.
So, goodbye from the two of us, and have a good week. Stay safe, and we will see you again soon. And
And no credits.
hang on if you want to see what disaster happens when we try to teleport. Okay, I am where we need to go. I'm going to click on go now, and
Do we need to stand first?
Sansar work. Sansar works great on. Oh, well, yeah, right, okay. Hosted by Full Spectrum. Full Spectrum, joint account, virtual player, lost. Oh, this isn't helpful, is it? That's somebody's account. So how am I meant to get to it? Okay, I'm simply going to stand up here as one kind of does, and I'm going to look at the codex as it's called, and happening now. Virtual player 24, Zenith Nice Night, Nix Orion. Up and coming events live. Burning Man, Virtual Man, Burn today between 8 and right. Join event. That's now. Uh, have you got the codex up?
It doesn't work for me when I have two viewers going.
Oh, okay,
I've
right.
closed a
Well,
second viewer. Let's see if that's working now. No, I don't
I'm
see
gonna
anything.
join. I'm gonna join an event at Burning Man today between 8 and 9. Um, so presumably there'll be the tail end of this one. Oh, it's taking a while to get there. This could be it actually. It says full spectrum, which matches what I've got on the. Um,
Are you someplace that I could follow you?
Yeah, well, it's Virtual Player 2020, a homage to Burning Man by Full Spectrum, but it's still loading, so I can't
Ah, okay.
send you a thingy if you see until it's loaded. It's quite quick. It's nearly there. Loading avatars. It said there are only 24 avatars there, but I got a feeling there may be. Ah, there we are. Somebody's burning. Oh yeah, got
Could you drag
several,
your
plenty here.
Sansar into Screen Leap? No, your Screen Leap is on the Mac, isn't it? I'll just keep touring around the studio.
Screen is on a completely different computer.
Right, right.
Um. Oh well, I'm here now, so I should be able to pull up friends and people and friends. Where are we? James out loud and send message. Begin your conversation. Say something to James. No, I don't want to say anything. I want to give you a link. Um, oh, that's you, is it? Oh no, it's
Nope,
Mixer.
nope.
Sorry, it's got the same house as you and silhouette. Right. Current location offline. It's not helping me. Um, that's mail. Send a gift. Tele- right, teleport not available, so you're offline. Yeah, you'll need to get into one of the Sansars then and go to Burning Man and Virtual Man Burn. It's the first thing in events saying live. Um, the only other thing that might just work is oh no, it's no use screen sharing um, in Discord, is it? Because we don't broadcast the Discord bit. Uh, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I would just for anybody still watching, I think we'll kill the show at this point. Um, but yeah, we'll see you next week. And in the meantime, I'll let James see if he can hop over here using just one account or something.
Alrighty.
So bye, everybody.
All right. Adios, and I'll play the end graphics.
All right.